Welcome to ZM Automotive channel. This time we will discuss Kia. The 2020 Kia Soul ends up at the core of the developing subcompact hybrid section, offering a convincing mix of room, esteem and style. It wasn't generally that way, in any case. Presently in its third year the Soul was at one time a square-shaped crackpot with barely any one type to its logical counterpart rivals. Today, the subcompact hybrid portion has viably been developed around it, yet in spite of this challenge, it stays a standout amongst the most characterful and balanced decisions. An absence of all-wheel drive might be a disservice to certain purchasers, but on the other hand, it's never again alone in such manner. What's going on for 2020? The Soul is all new and speaks to the third age show, yet it pursues indistinguishable fruitful recipe from its ancestors. Its trademark extents have been kept up and separated from more load limit and a couple of additional crawls in general length. Its measurements all around are predictable. Nonetheless, its styling has been revamped. Note the wraparound LED taillights, the Kia grille that has been terribly broadened and moved to the lower guard, and the slender cut of lighting above, and the lodge includes another increasingly strong plan that appears to wrap behind the dashboard from way to entryway. It's very Jaguar. The 2020 Soul additionally presents two new models, the more toughish, hybrid-like Soul X line, and the lively GT line, which is the best way to get the groundbreaking turbocharged motor overhaul. Imperatively, mileage has improved no matter how you look at it, to some extent because of another CVT transmission. What's the inside and in-vehicle innovation like? It's a disgrace that Kia didn't make the inside as fun and characterful as the outside. It unquestionably funks things up a bit with triangular examples in the entryways, a squircle-molded focus infotainment case and tweeters settled into triangular air vents, yet separated from the expensive GT line. See the red trim over. It's everything rendered in different shades of dark or dim, successfully concealing them in a dreary, boring inside. Then again, characterful insides can likewise be ergonomically testing, seemingly, and like different Kias, the Soul oars with basic and effectively achieved controls, including the standard 7-inch touchscreen. You should be an individual from this present vehicle's millennial, or more youthful, group of onlookers to make sense of the thing. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, alongside a solitary USB port, and an additional 2-touch base alongside remote cell phone charging in the X and GT line 1.60 trim dimensions. How enormous is it? The 2020 Kia Soul has comparative measurements to subcompact hybrids like the Honda HR-V, Nissan Kicks, Jeep Renegade, and particularly its precisely related cousin, the Hyundai Kona. Its tall stature and body shape loan it more traveler and freight room than most, be that as it may. Backseat legroom overshadows most contenders by an impressive edge, making it unmistakably bound to convey 4 full-sized grown-ups on board. Our 5'10" tester figured out how to fit behind his seating position. Freight volume behind the raised rearward sitting arrangement can be among the class best, however accomplishing its cited limit of 24.2 cubic feet expects you to bring down the floorboard to a point beneath the liftover tallness. You don't need to do that in the freight-conveying champion Kicks and HR-V, which have practically identical payload limit on paper. With the floor in its upper position, load limit behind the rearward sitting arrangements is an apparently unremarkable 18.7 cubic feet. However, the Soul's square-shaped shape makes it unmistakably more valuable than a swoopier vehicle like the Toyota Sienna. With the floor in that upper position, you likewise get a nearly level surface with the secondary lounge brought down and one of the greatest most extreme limits in the section. What's the execution and mileage? Every one of the 2020 Soul trim dimensions comes standard with the equivalent 2.0-liter 4-barrel motor that produces 147 pull and 132 pound-feet of torque, a humble number however regular for the subcompact hybrid fragment. A 6-speed manual is standard on the base Lux, while the persistently factor-programmed transmission (CVT) is discretionary on that trim and standard on all others. Each Soul is front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive isn't accessible. Discretionary on the GT line is a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-barrel that produces 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. That is an incredible sum for this portion, besting even its 175 HP high-end Icona cousin. This motor is matched to a 7-speed double-grid mechanized manual. Efficiency is 27 mpg city, 33 mpg interstate and 30 mpg joint for the base motor with the CVT. Staying with the manual decreases efficiency by 3 mpg consolidated. Conversely, the turbo motor is almost as proficient at 27, 32/29. Note that there is likewise the 2020 Kia Soul Electric. It can travel an EPA-evaluated 243 miles on a charge while experiencing power at a rate of 30 kWh, 100 miles. Its yield is 201 drive and 291 pound-feet of torque, which is a gigantic improvement over its Soul EV antecedent. What highlights are accessible and what's the cost? Evaluating for the 2020 Soul begins at $18,485, including a $995 gold charge. It is worked in Gwangju, South Korea. That is for a base Lux with a manual transmission, however selecting the CVT expands the cost to $19,985. Standard hardware on the Lux incorporates 16-inch steel wheels, programmed headlights, back security glass, a stature-flexible driver situate, material upholstery, a 60/40th split collapsing rearward sitting arrangement, a 7-inch touchscreen, a USB port, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and a 6-speaker sound framework. Keyless passage is a choice. Overhauling the Soul S tread $21,285, includes 16-inch compound wheels, an assortment of dynamic security highlights, see safety area underneath, redesigned outside trim and fabric upholstery, and a front focus armrest with capacity. The Soul X line $22,485 includes extraordinary styling, one-of-a-kind 18-inch haggles rails to make an increasingly tough appearance. It likewise includes fog lights and a cowhide-wrapped guiding wheel. It loses a portion of the S trim's dynamic well-being highlights. The Soul X at $23,685 restores those security frameworks and returns to the Soul's normal look. It has 17-inch wheels in addition to redesigned headlights, LED running, emphasized lights, warmed mirrors, closeness passage and push-catch begin, a payload spread, warmed front seats, double-zone programmed atmosphere control, remote cell phone charging, 2 additional USB ports, and a 10.25-inch touchscreen packaged with coordinated route and HD and satellite radios. The GT line $21,285 essentially includes racier styling, a game-tuned suspension, 18-inch wheels, fog lights, and the cowhide-wrapped directing wheel to the Soul S. At the point when furnished with the turbocharged motor, the GT line 1.6T $28,485 includes the EX's additional highlights in addition to LED head and mist lights, a sunroof, discretionary GT line 2.0, a fabric, reproduced calfskin upholstery, an 8-way control driver situate in addition to 2-way lumbar, a warmed directing wheel, versatile voyage control, and a head-up presentation.